Morning, sir.
So on last turn, we have completed unit number 1. Actually, I have told you that if you have any problem in unit number 1, you may ask. Okay. Otherwise, we will start unit number 2. So if you have any problem regarding unit number 1, you may ask. If no, then we may start unit number 2. PPT is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in unit number 2, we'll discuss about pipeline processing. So see, in flange classification, you have seen about SISD architecture. The pipeline architecture falls in this category, SISD, single instruction stream and single data stream. So how we get parallelism in this? We are using single instruction in sequence and data in sequence. So how we get the parallelism? For that, what we do? We just divide the process in entire task into smaller subtask, and like assembly line, each unit in the assembly line will perform a dedicated job. After performing the unit number 1 job associated with unit number 1, it will hand over the partially finished product to unit number 2, and so on, like this. These are the various units that perform specialized operations. Now, if suppose this unit is doing task 1, at that time all other units have no task. You just see at suppose day 1, D1. ये यूनिट नंबर 1 है, S1, S2, S3, and S4. You just consider only 4 units. Now, after completing the task, it will hand over to unit number 2, task 1. And now it may take another task, that is task 2 on day 2. On day 3, it may hand over to unit number 3, task 1, task 2 to unit number 2, and task 3 to unit number 1. Day 4, task 4 is here, task 3 is here, task 2 is here, and task 1 is finished. Task 1 is here. On day 5, task 5 will be here, task 4 will be here, task 3 will be here, and task 2 will be here. So if you see, to produce first very task, it will take 4 days. But second task, to produce second task, we need 1 day, 1 more day, 1 day, then third task 1 day. Means on every day you will get some finished task. Okay. So in this way, parallelism is getting achieved. Just see day 4. All 4 unit, S1, S2, S3, S4 has the different tasks and they are performing operation on their task. Okay, specialized operation. Again, on day 5, all 4 units are performing their operation on task. So after 4 days, on every day you will get the finished product. And in this way, we may achieve the parallelism. So this type of parallel operation is called pipeline operation. And the stage unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, all are supposed to form a pipeline. The characteristic of pipeline, first task will take the duration needed to go through each and every unit. Suppose you have 5 unit or k unit, you need k time, and after then on each suppose task is get performed in t time, so kt for first, and for remaining 1t. If you have n tasks, then remaining tasks are n minus 1. It is n minus 1t. Total task can be performed in this much of the time. Okay. So we'll discuss about the performance, but see, this is called pipeline. Okay. This pipeline may be realized in 2 ways. Just see. Go back. Discard. Again, come back. See, we have a unit, another unit, then suppose 4 unit realize the same operation. So this very unit has to perform, unit number 1 has to perform a specific task specific task unit number 1 has to perform. Now, suppose it takes time to perform task in tau 1 and this unit takes to perform tau 2. Now see, if tau 1 is greater than tau 2, in that case there is no problem, because after finishing it may hand over the task to tau 2. Tau 2 is ready to receive because it has processed its previous task in less time. But suppose tau 1 is less than tau 2, then what will happen? Tau 1 will finish its operation on a particular task and it will hand over to tau 2, but tau 2 is still processing the previous task. So what will happen? There may be problem in the processing of the task, compatibility between this unit and this unit. So what we can do? Either we can decide a time that after this much of time, each stage may hand over their task to next stage. Okay, we will discuss how we decide the time. Means each stage will hold a task for fixed amount of time. Okay, suppose t. So for this t, although suppose tau 1 is less than t, in that case tau 1 has finished its operation on particular task, but it will not hand over to tau this stage 2, because stage 2 may not be ready. So by providing same amount of duration to hold a task to each unit is called synchronization of the propagation of task. And this type of pipeline is called synchronous pipeline. Okay. Another way to handle the task, just see this case, tau I1 is greater than tau 2. Now tau stage 2 has just finished the processing of previous task. It will send a signal to unit 1, that is, now you can submit the task. But if unit 1 is ready, it will send a ready signal, otherwise it will send a wait signal. And when it will become ready, it will send a ready signal, and this very unit 2 is already ready to receive the task. The task is transferred from unit 1 to unit 2. Okay. This type of propagation of tasks from various units is called asynchronous. It is asynchronous, means between each stage we are using handshake signal, a request and acknowledgement. Okay, handshake signal for propagating the task from one stage to another stage. So this type of, if we are implemented pipeline using this type of arrangement, in that case it is called asynchronous pipeline. So we may realize two type of pipeline. One is synchronous pipeline, another is asynchronous pipeline. In synchronous pipeline, we have we already decide the duration for which a particular stage will hold the task. And in asynchronous, when a stage needs complete the processing of current task, it will send a signal. And after getting the acknowledgement, it will receive the signal. Okay. So this is synchronous pipeline, asynchronous pipeline. This is the propagation of tasks through green line. You just see this green line. It will, after completion of operation on a particular task by stage 1, it will send a ready signal to stage 2. If stage 2 is ready, then it will send acknowledgement. Otherwise, it will complete its currently processing task and then send the acknowledgement, and S1 will transmit the means hand over the task to next stage. This type of pipeline is called asynchronous pipeline. Okay. Next. In synchronous pipeline, I have told you that we provide same duration to each stage. For that, what we do, we use latches. Latches are the memory component that partially stores the partially computed task, partially processed task. Okay, so here you just see, suppose S1 perform its task in 5 nanoseconds. S2 perform its task in 8 nanoseconds and nanoseconds. 8 nanoseconds. And similarly, this perform its task, suppose 4 nanoseconds. Then what should be the duration of this stage is 5 nanosecond, means tau 1 is 5 nanosecond, here 8 nanosecond, here you have 4 nanosecond. And delay time of latch considered to be D. D is the delay time. So on the basis of the delay time and the duration needed for each stage, we decide the pipe clock period. It is T is called pipe clock period. Okay, that we have that time slot that is get allocated for each very stage. So how we decide? We just consider the tau maximum. In this pipeline, tau maximum means the maximum time taken by a particular stage. Here we have 8. And suppose D is delay time of a latch is 2 nanoseconds. So 8 plus 2, 10 nanoseconds will be the clock duration of each stage. Means particular task will be in a particular stage for 10 nanoseconds. Okay. So see how, okay. Next thing, How we decide the occupancy of the various stages? For that we use reservation table. You just see. This is the reservation table. Reservation table shows, wait. Suppose you have 4-stage pipeline. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. To process a task with this pipeline, we need 4 pipe clock. Okay. So we can show the occupancy of various stage by a table in different time slot. This is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, T1, 2, 3, 4. So for a particular task, suppose task is X, it will propagate in T equal to 1 at stage 1, T equal to 2 stage 2, T equal to 3 stage 3, T equal to 4 stage 4. This is called reservation table of a particular pipeline. Reservation table is the identity for a particular task. How a particular task is going to be computed, means how it is going to occupy the various stages available in the pipeline. So this reservation table in the case of this type of pipeline, that is it is called linear pipeline. Okay, means we have two type of pipeline. One is linear and second one is non-linear. Okay, in linear pipeline, each task has to pass with each stage only one time, and we have successor and predecessor stages in same sequence for each task. Okay, but in the case of non-linear pipeline, just see a particular operation may be realized like this. We have this, then from here to here, then we may have here, again here, then here. Suppose it is computing function y. Then for this, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So the reservation table, you may just stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. First here, then it in second, it is here. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हेलो, पीपीटी दिखाई दे रही है आप लोगों को?
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, ठीक है। ये कहाँ तक था जब कटा है? ये सब हो गया था जो दिख रहा है सामने? नॉन लीनियर पाइपलाइन डिस्कस हो रहा था कि लीनियर पाइपलाइन? ओके, ऐसा है। अब नेक्स्ट टाइम तो पढ़ाया जाएगा। आज विश्वकर्मा पूजा, हमको जाना है, 10 बज गया। ओके, चलिए।
Okay.
फिर से हम बता देंगे लीनियर नाम।
सर।
ओके,
थैंक यू सर।
ओके, थैंक यू।
Okay, sir.